What's up, y'all? Long time no see. I feel like I haven't sat in this office and done a live in, I don't know, like 3-4 days. I think it's been that. But I had to come live, man. I had to get on here today and just talk about some things going on in the news. So we got Diddy news, we got Trump news, we got Epstein news. Shout out to James O'Keefe for taking back over Project Veritas and hitting us with some explosive news. It's pretty crazy when you think about it, because I got a question, right? I got a question. We got all these people that are now in the Trump administration, and at first I was critical. You know, people was questioning like, yo, what's going on? Where's the arrest? You know, and I'm like, yo, give it a break, you guys. Let some time go by. But I just watched the James O'Keefe interview. Well, him talking monologue, I guess, talking to the camera. And he's like, yo, we just got this footage, you know, and this is what was said. And we got a first inside look at Epstein Island. And dude got a whole picture of a baby sitting in a bowl, a naked baby at that, sitting in a bowl, holding a bowling ball. Look like, or a bowling pin, right? And then you got Pam Bondi. Pam Bondi sitting at a table. They recording her. She don't even know that they recording her, apparently. And she's like, there's tens of thousands of videos and all of them with kids. Well, if you know this, Miss Bondi, how come you ain't arresting the people that send them videos? Because I'm positive it's not all Epstein. I mean, that's known. We know that. There's a lot of names that are inside of there. How come we ain't seen the arrest of these people? I really want to know. I want to know. If that was anybody else that wasn't in a position of power, they'd be arrested already. You know what I'm saying? And then we got Black Epstein, Sean Puffy Diddy, Big Papa Diddy, whatever, Combs. That man is spilling names. He is saying names about the people that was at his little freak offs. And then you got Terrence Howard going on a podcast and saying, yo, everybody that was at them freak offs, they was getting, you know, things was happening to them. So basically, if you was a man and you went there, you weren't a man when you left. You catch my drift? You get what I'm saying? It's pretty crazy. And then we got Trump. My man Trump's in the news. I think he was over there in Saudi Arabia hollering at them people, or one of them countries over there. And yeah, great things that he said. So let's just jump on into this, because we got a lot to go over, a lot to talk about. So I guess I'll start it off with the whole, you know, Trump thing. You guys want to do that? I see you guys in the chat, by the way. What's up? What's up? I appreciate you guys for being here. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you for being here. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. Like this video, share this video out, and let's get this thing going. Let's just jump right in. So first, we'll go right here to this video. We'll pull this thing up. All right, Big Papa Trump in the building. Let's see what he got to say.
Transformations have been unbelievably remarkable. Before our eyes, a new generation of leaders is transcending the ancient conflicts of tired divisions of the past and forging a future where the Middle East is defined by commerce, not chaos, where it exports technology, not terrorism, and where people of different nations, religions, and creeds are building cities together, not bombing each other out of existence. We don't want that.
We don't want that. That's real.
And it's crucial for the...
Yo, that's a whole lot of people. And I think, who was that? Like the Crown Prince or something of Saudi Arabia? I don't know. But he was clapping. He was like, yes, we don't want that. We do not want bombs. That's good. That's good. We don't want that. Let's keep it going.
The wider world to note this great transformation has not come from Western interventionists or flying people in beautiful planes giving you lectures on how to live and how to govern your own affairs. No, the gleaming marvels of Riyadh and Abu Dhabi were not created by the so-called nation builders, neocons, or liberal nonprofits like those who spent trillions and trillions of dollars failing to develop Kabul, Baghdad, so many other cities. Instead, the birth of a modern Middle East has been brought by the people of the region themselves, the people that are right here, the people that have lived here all their lives, developing your own sovereign countries.
You see that? Trump promotes nationalism even in every other country. That's amazing. I ain't gonna lie. See, people, you could love Trump, you could hate Trump, all of that, but you see what he does? The dude, call him what you will, but he's a peacemaker. Every single thing that people was fearful about, Trump's gonna do this and Trump's gonna do that, he's literally done the opposite. Got the world applauding him. The world applauding him. The only people that aren't applauding him are people right here at home that just believe the media. They believe the social media hype. They believe everything that they read in a magazine or in a newspaper that Trump is the devil. They believe that. And they're the only ones that are not happy with Trump. Everywhere else in the world, people are like, yo, they trying to model after Trump. And Trump is here on a national stage or a world stage, preaching nationalism to people. You did this, giving them their flowers. You all did this in your own country. You're the ones. That's beautiful. He's uplifting. He's motivating them. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Say what you will.
Pursuing your own unique visions and charting your own destinies in your own way. It's really incredible what you've done. In the end, the so-called nation builders wrecked far more nations than they built, and the interventionists were intervening in complex societies that they did not even understand themselves. They told you how to do it, but they had no idea how to do it themselves. Peace, prosperity, and progress ultimately came not from a radical rejection of your heritage, but rather from embracing your national traditions and embracing that same heritage that you love so dearly.
How beautiful is that? How come we can't do that here in America? See, they want you to be upset about embracing your national heritage. You know what I'm saying? You got people like Dr. Umar. Dr. Umar, he's up on I got the video. My man's up there talking about Trump is trying to deport black people. Trump is trying to deport. He's trying to make it to where when he says make America great again, he's talking about make America white again. Trump's trying to make it to where he can deport black people from out of this country. And I'm not talking about the Nigerians. I'm talking about homegrown, born and raised black Americans. Like, dude, for real? First off, you obviously haven't read the Constitution or any of the amendments. You haven't. There's no way that can happen. If you're an American, you're an American, bruh. The only people that can be deported and sent somewhere else are people that are not from America, Dr. Umar. Stop trying to race bait and fearmonger with race and trying to get people to see somebody in a light that's, you still haven't built the school. Didn't you say you was building a school? How come you could talk about everything else in the world, Dr. Umar, except for that school that you were supposed to be building for black people? You still haven't built the school. You've been getting all this money. You've been caught in the casinos, gambling, doing all kind of crazy stuff. Didn't you even move to Ghana? Brother, you moved to Ghana and then you came right back home because it wasn't nothing. I mean, no offense to Ghana. Shout out to Ghana. Love you guys. But this brother didn't want to stay. Why didn't you want to stay? Because everything is better right here at home, bro. And you've seen that. The grass isn't really greener. I mean, it might be. The grass actually might be green over there, but, you know, figuratively, you get what I'm trying to say. You'd rather be here in America. And everybody wants to try to throw shade on Trump here in our own country, but it's only from one side. It's either people that think that they're too educated, you know, like they're just the smartest people in the world because they've been indoctrinated by a liberal college, or the news, the media, because he's going after them. He's been calling them out, saying that y'all have been false. You've been reporting fake things to the American people for a very long time, knowingly, not even on accident. You know how when you get a report and you're like, okay, you know, I got some bad information. You know the story, my bad, I slipped up. No, knowingly taking information that you know is false and giving it to the American people to try to sway their minds into believing your nonsense. That's what you've been doing. That's what you are guilty of. And Trump's exposing all of that. You got to give the man a round of applause, y'all. You got to. My man has literally got peace he's about to do peace in the Middle East 2.0. He already did the Abrahamic Accords in his first term. Y'all remember that. The Abrahamic Accords, had people chilling. And what happens? Biden gets in, all hell breaks loose, you know? And then you get propaganda from both sides. Israel's committing genocide. Oh, Palestine deserves to wipe out everybody. No. How about we just come up with a solution? that works for everybody. Simple as that. And that's what Trump's on. He's like, and he slammed Netanyahu. Because let's be real. Netanyahu's not the best guy for Israel. Let's just be real. My man's is just as racist in my opinion. In my opinion. Netanyahu is just as racist as a Klansman would be towards black people, but he's got that vitriol towards the Palestinians. Let's just be honest. Let's be real. Hamas got to go. Netanyahu, I say he got to go, but Trump slammed him. Trump slammed, bro, while everybody was talking about Trump is bowing down to Israel. He's an Israeli shield. He's this, and that. And I feel you. If you believe the propaganda, it's easy to fall into it. It's easy to fall into it, man. I was starting to question it too. Like, yo, what's going on with my man? Trump is kind of bugging a little bit. He's tripping. It's going bad. But lo and behold, he slammed him. Slammed my man. And here we are. He's over here talking with Abu, or I think that's his name, and he's clapping him up. He's clapping him up, and my man's preaching nationalism to him. It's great. It's just a beautiful thing. We're uniting the world, everybody. Got to give it up for Trump for that, man. Got to. If you don't, you're just being disingenuous. All right, so moving forward just a little bit. Cassie Ventura, you know, just me and you now. Are you ready? I think I want to make a, you know, the girl that Diddy beat up in the hotel. You guys remember her? Yeah, she's testifying against Diddy in his federal trafficking and racketeering trial in Manhattan. She's pregnant and emotional. She details 11 years of alleged abuse, violent assaults, and coerced drug-fueled freak-offs controlled by Sean Diddy Combs. She feared Diddy would blackmail her with the freak-off videos because there's a ton of her. She was getting freaky herself. Now, before everybody be like, oh, she's a victim. No, she participated willingly for quite some time. And that's all coming out too, where she was hiring men to do things because Diddy was into that kind of thing. So she was hiring dudes and doing what allegedly, she was hiring dudes to do things with them dudes in front of Diddy, and Diddy would complain that there's not enough baby oil. We need more baby oil. Freaky dude with an obsession with baby oil. I don't know. It's weird. It is. It's just weird. I don't think anybody has that much. I don't think Costco has that much baby oil that they caught Diddy with. Diddy had a lot of baby oil. It was pretty nasty. Courtroom tense as she avoids eye contact with him. She ain't even want to look at him. Dude probably had them death eyes, you know? He's like, you better not. You better not. I'll release all the tapes. But it's a lot of people supposedly that's about to be implicated in these freak-offs. A lot of big names, a lot of celebrities, allegedly. I don't know. Supposedly, that's what I'm reading. And it's going to be amazing to see, to be honest with you. If only we could get the same thing from the Epstein files, Pam Bondi. Now, I'm not throwing shade at you, Pam. I'm not throwing shade at you, but y'all were supposed to be the dream team, the American administration that brings justice. You, Cash Patel, Dan Bongino. What's going on, man? It's like radio silence. I want to see something. I want to know what's going on. Can you please, pretty please, look, pretty please, with sugar on top, can you just expose what we've been saying for a very long time over here this way? We've been saying it. If you've been following over, we've been saying it. There's a bunch of corrupt people that are involved in some really nasty things with Epstein. Why haven't y'all shown any of it? Huh? I mean, don't show it. We don't want to watch it or anything like that. We want to see arrest, basically. We want to see justice. We want to see justice served. Perpetrating against children? Come on, man. No, they got to go. They got to go. And they're still collecting checks sitting up there in D.C. We got to do something about this. So Pam Bondi, Cash Patel, Dan Bongino, y'all need to get to work, man. Get to work. We ain't seen nothing yet. It's all we've been hearing it, and it's all nice, but we need to see something here. Come on. I know I'm pushing it. What are we? 4 months? 4 months in? About 4 months? 5 months, maybe? Almost 5 months? We're almost 5 months into this thing, y'all. Let's do something here. Come on. Where they at? Put these people on blast. They don't need to be in there. To think about it, with the longer that you guys are holding out on these people, they're probably perpetrating against more children. You ever thought about that, Pam? They could be perpetrating against more children right now. We need to see some arrest, okay? They was quick to come and get us. They locked me up quick. Boy, I was gone. They need to be locked up just as quick. I'm just saying. So, yeah, that's happening. But Diddy, man, I mean, think about this. And this is another reason why I say, like, Trump got to be the good guy here. Trump has got to be the good guy. Listen to Diddy, everybody. I want you to listen to this. I played this video before, but I'm going to play it again because it's worth it. And this video was from MJ Truth Ultra over on X, if anybody wants to follow him.
Man is elected, we're not standing by no more getting killed. We're not scared of anybody standing up and standing by. We're on the verge of a race war.
Okay, time out. Do y'all remember that video? He was fear-mongering everybody, telling them if Trump gets elected, we on the brink of a race war. We not standing down and standing by, which was taken out of context because they wanted you to believe that the Proud Boys was some kind of supremacy group. And, you know, they was trying to throw that kind of shade. And you see Charlemagne the God, the man that was sitting across from Biden when Biden said, you ain't black if you don't vote for me, and didn't say anything about it. Yeah, you got these two super pro-black brothers that care so much about the black community that don't do nothing for the black community except harm it by way of their rhetoric that they put on the Breakfast Club and Diddy's whole little freaky escapades that he was on and ruining people's careers and, you know, all of that good stuff. But you got them fear-mongering before President Trump got elected saying don't vote for Trump. And why would Diddy get involved so hard? I want y'all to critically think about this. Why would Diddy get so involved with talking about Trump and getting involved in this election? Maybe he was terrified that he was going to go to prison. It's like, yo, this dude's going to expose me. This dude's going to expose me. You know, maybe that was it. Because, I mean, or they told him to. It's like, Diddy, either you better get out. If he don't win this election, we going to charge you for them freak-offs that you had, Diddy. Maybe that happened. Maybe that's what really went down. Maybe Diddy's in jail right now, not because of the things that he did, but because he failed to get Biden reelected. I'm just throwing stuff at the wall right now, hoping that it sticks. I don't know if that's the case, but, I mean, come on. Sean Diddy Combs has strong words for President Trump, says that he's endorsing Biden.
White
Shocker.
men like Trump need to be banished.
Wow.
That way of thinking.
How are you, Diddy, going to talk about somebody's way of thinking? You thought it was a good idea to host a whole bunch of freak-offs with baby oil or make Cassie do things that she didn't want to do after she wanted to do them and didn't want to do them no more. You got the flawed thinking, brother. You got the flawed thinking.
It's real dangerous. When you look at it, we don't have no choice. You know what I'm saying? You can say what you want about Biden. I can't say I love the pick either, but hey, we got to get him in office, and then we got to hold him accountable.
We got to get him in office, and then we got to hold him accountable. Well, that was a fail, huh? That was a big-time fail. And then think about it. At this time, Trump was indicted on all types of stuff, and they were saying that he did this and did that. Come to find out, none of it was true. None of it was true, but guess what was true? Everything that you did. Everything that you did, Diddy. By the way, I'm praying for you. I'm praying for you. I'm praying that you get saved in there and you come to find Christ, brother, because you are out of there. You're not coming home for quite a while with all these people that's coming out against you and the whole trafficking thing, bro. If you're guilty of that, well, yeah, you probably should stay there because you can't traffic. I mean, you probably could traffic inside of there, but it's going to be men. But that's probably what you was doing anyway, though. You think about it. It's pretty gross. Pretty gross, bro. Pretty gross. So that's what's going on with Diddy. Not a whole lot there, you know, not a whole lot. My man is just, I had to show that clip because it's like you were campaigning for Biden because you was hoping that if he got elected that you wouldn't get found out. That's really how I look at it. When I think about it, that's what it seems like to me. So yeah, Cassie Ventura shocks Diddy courtroom by naming insiders who helped arrange freak-offs and abuse. And yeah, it's a bunch. It's a bunch of stuff, you guys. They're naming names. Diddy said, I'm telling on everybody. So we got that, and then we got what Terrence Howard said. Now, I like this. Now, Terrence Howard, he's a little crazy sometimes to me, but I can't help but like Terrence Howard. It's kind of like Kanye. I can't help but like Kanye. Now, I'm from the region, you know. I was living a couple, like 30 minutes away from Kanye. Kanye's from around my way. Love Kanye. I've always been a Kanye fan. He's just a little, you know, Kanye's got his issues, but he still makes amazing music. Have you heard his new song? Have you heard Kanye's new song? HH. That's how I'm going to say it. Kanye's song. We're going to talk about that later. Let's listen to what my man's had to say right here. All right, let's get into it. Go ahead,
I've
Terrence.
never
Take
seen
it away.
somebody
Take it away.
recover from it. That was all the people that went to the puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Get punked out and pimped out by some greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man. So I believe that's a big problem with a lot of the actors out there because they get fluid. And next thing you know, once you go fluid, it's gone. You don't have any foundation to pull yourself back from. So maintain your man card, no matter what.
He meant to say manhood. Maintain your manhood is what he's saying because they into that kind of thing, you know? Look at Will Smith. His first movie, he had to be laying up in the bed with some dude getting, you know, it was crazy.
Man, I mean, you know, one of the things you're seeing, you went to a whole different place.
Sorry.
No, I get it. So you see some guys struggling with that. You see Bieber struggling with that. You see some of these guys struggling with that.
Bieber, yo, struggling. They did unspeakable things to that boy, allegedly. But this is nothing new. This has been going on. I want y'all to think about this. Go all the way back to that old video of Demi Moore. Demi Moore making out with a child. A child. Literally making out with this child. Looking at him like she wants to eat him up. Quite literally. This has been happening. It just, call me weird about this, right? But it just took Trump, I guess, to come into office and kind of blow the whistle on all of this stuff. You know? You notice that when Trump started running, all these things just started flooding coming out, man. We had like a whirlwind of information just start coming out about these types of incidences. Freak-offs and gepetos, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if I could say that on some of these platforms. But it started coming out. And then lo and behold, now here we are. Remember, they was calling me crazy for saying the things that I was saying about all this stuff with Hollywood. I was getting called crazy in 2020. You remember that? I said, "My boy, you tripping. You've been drinking the Kool-Aid. You've been watching too much QAnon and all this crazy stuff." I'm like, yo, bro, I'm telling y'all, man, these people is sick. Sick. I've been looking down these rabbit holes, and I was literally looking into some rabbit holes, man, and it was sickening. But here you got Terrence Howard now. Now, I don't know what to make of it because Terrence Howard was a part of Hollywood, a big part of Hollywood, featured in a lot of films, and to be featured in a lot of them films, from what I understand from the digging that I've done, bro, you got to get down. You got to get down with the get down if you want to get down. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. Dave Chappelle called it out. Whole bunch of people called it out. And then here he is now exposing everything, like Cat Williams. Cat Williams exposing everything, and now here Cat Williams is sitting high and mighty. They pushing this man out there now. He's getting all kind of exposure. And it makes you wonder, are these people just a part of the plot? And what is the plot? Why are they letting it all come out now? Is it to distract us? Is the Diddy thing to distract us from the Epstein thing? You know what I'm saying? Is the Hollywood thing to distract us from the politician thing of how many of them are corrupt? Because we already know that Hollywood is weird. That's why they call it Holly Weird. But what about these politicians? Because they're high up. What about these mega pastors and high up cardinals and priests? And what about the people that you don't hear about on social media, you know? What about the people that are sitting so high up that you don't ever hear about them? What if they're covering that because that's going to be exposed if they don't? They keeping all this extra stuff in front of us. I don't know, just a thought.
They can't get it out of their head. The things that they did, no matter how they did it, whether they were drunk or high or whatever, you gave up your man card. You need therapy. And that's the thing that hurts them the most. And so
you need Jesus. And I don't think that's the thing that hurts them the most. You know, I think that it would be their butt that hurts the most in that situation. If you think about what he's saying, you know, it would be definitely your butt would hurt the most. Just saying.
End up on drugs, end up every way to try and get rid of any principles there are. And that's what the business does. And the women that trade their bodies to go and get the role, they get to the point where they have their Oscar, they have their money, but they don't have their dream. They don't have the soul that they started with. So it's like achieving don't mean anything. If I get all the Nobel Prizes from doing all of this, but in the process I have to trade out all of my integrity to do it.
Which I feel that. You think about it, what he's saying is you didn't get the awards and you didn't get the recognition because of your skill. No, you got it because you played the game and you gave them every single thing that they wanted from you, even if it was demoralizing and degrading and painful. You gave it to them so you can have the little golden Oscar, so you can have the little Nobel Peace Prize, so you can have these things. I feel that. That's very, very deep. And that's what, again, that's what happens a lot in that industry.
So that they can stay in place. What benefit is that if I lose my integrity? You got to go in as a principal. And what we were brought in here as men. We produce 1,500 sperm per heartbeat for a reason, because the aggression is necessary. You don't trade that in, no matter what.
Yo, Terrence, you got me with that one, bro. That's real. I appreciate you saying that, bro.
Hey, did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the consequences when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking.
He was looking for that, but that's what Diddy was looking for. Sorry, y'all, I gotta say it. That's real. Terrence, I hope you didn't play that game, bro. You know, you think about this stuff, man. It's like they send all the black people and Mexican people, Hispanic people, all that. They send them all to Diddy, is what I'm gathering. Diddy was in charge of getting all the people of color. Get them set up, come party with them, because, they're not trying to hang around like, Tom Hanks and all them. We know Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks. We know, Tom. We know why you really left America. Just put that out there. But yeah, I think Diddy was in charge of that, wrangling up all the people that are people of color.
I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there, just looking at me, like waiting.
He was getting lost in those eyes, Terrence. That's what that was. He was trying to mesmerize you, bro. He was looking into your eyes, hoping that you would look back into his eyes, and you got to be like, hey, man, hey, hold on, man. What's going on, man? Why you looking at me like that, Puffy? Like that. That was a horrible Terrence impression, but you get what I'm trying to say.
Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to fuck you.
Whoa. Sorry about the language. Didn't know he was going to say that. I should have waited. Sorry for the language, y'all.
That's what my assistant said. I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands-off with somebody. A number of producers come in to make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth, or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you like, or looking at you like you're a woman. When you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction back. It's a difference when a guy walks in a room and when a man walks into a room.
That's a fact.
And a man don't take the same things that a guy will accept.
100% fact. You can't be willing to trade yourself for money, fame, any of that. You got to always have integrity. As a man, real men, you can't pay me to do anything that I don't want to do. Plain and simple. I'll turn down any amount of money if it means jeopardizing my integrity. That's just the facts. Real men are like that.
So always be the man in the room. And that's always been my whole thing. And I've lost businesses because I don't bend over in that way.
Whoa.
I don't compromise. I don't play gay roles. I don't kiss a man. I don't do that shit. Because the man card means everything.
That was real. I ain't gonna lie, I got a lot more respect for you, Terrence, for saying it like that, brother, because, they cancel people for that nowadays. You can't say any of that, Not that they'll try to make it like you're bashing the LGBTQ community, which isn't the case. Just because I want to be a masculine man and I'm proud of that doesn't mean that I'm against or bashing, if I'm not bashing you because you live an alternate lifestyle. But that's how they try to make it seem like, oh, you feel uncomfortable being around me? Oh, you don't want your kid being taught by this or that? Well, then you're a homophobe. It's like, no, I'm not. I'm not a homophobe. I just run my house a little bit differently, and this is what I do. Why does that got to equate to that? It's like the same thing they do with Israel. Anybody that says anything bad, like I said something about Netanyahu, instantly you'll be an anti-Semite. If you disagree with the way that Israel's handling the thing with the Palestinians, automatically you're an anti-Semite. It's like, no, I'm not an anti-Semite. I just have an opinion. I love everybody. And that's the place where we're at right now. My man hit it. He hit it on the head. That was brilliant. Brilliantly said. Terrence Howard, shout out to you, you freaking weirdo, bro. I ain't forget what you said on Joe Rogan, boy. That was far out there, boy. 1 × 1 = 1. I ain't forgot about that. I ain't forgot. But I love you, though, bro. But I love you. So I just wanted to pull this up and show you guys this. Check this out. Drug prices to be cut by 95%, plus gasoline, energy, groceries, and all other costs down. No inflation! Exclamation, exclamation, exclamation. Love. DJT. Ain't that beautiful? Ain't that beautiful? I have noticed gas prices have been going down, and eggs are a lot cheaper. So I can't knock them. And my energy bill. I was shocked when I seen my energy bill. I was like, look at this. This is nice. This is a nice switch of pace right here, because I was getting hit over the head for my gas prices, man. Crazy. Energy costs went through the roof, but not anymore. You know why? Because we are in the golden age of America. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me do it the right way. We are in the golden age of America. Give it up. Give it up, everybody. We're in the golden age of America. It's a beautiful thing to see. Gotta love it. So yeah, that's a little bit of that going on. A little bit of that right there. So what else we got? What else do we have in the news? Oh, I wanted to show you guys that video. That's what I was. I wanted to show. Oh, look at this. Valuable lesson. Valuable lesson right here, guys. Check this out. Look at Trump. This is a boss move, man. Look at this. Look at this. My man gets a drink poured for him. Trump sitting there. Oh, it's nice. Okay, cool cup. He looks over at him. He drinks his cup. What does Trump do, though? He just holds on to that cup. Man, I ain't drinking this. I don't know what y'all going to try to do to me. I know that we say that we cool, right? I know we say that we cool, but I ain't taking a drink of nothing from people that ain't my people, man. I don't know what you got planned. I don't know if Hillary done got to you and conspired. I can't drink this. I'm sorry. How amazing. That's smart right there. He said, man, look, y'all not finna do me like Willie Lump Lump. I'm not going out like Willie Lump Lump. Shout out to Trump for being smart. You standing on business with that one, boy, because I'm telling you, I wouldn't have drank it either. You're a world leader in another country. You never know. Yeah, everything seems good. Everything seems good. But you never know. So this leads me in to my next video that I would like to share. It is a bit long, okay? But I feel like it's worth the watch. Okay? I feel like it's worth the watch. Check this out.
For not very long, but I guess the last few weeks I have been recording some rants during my planning period. I'm in a classroom right now. Go Bulldogs. And this will not be my classroom after Friday. I am actually leaving the profession. I am quitting. Well, actually, I did quit, but Friday is my last day. I think we have a month left of school after that, and I will not be the teacher in this classroom. I've recorded a video like this several times, but I think that instead of just completely putting, it's not even my school, but just how education is these days on blast, there is one issue I really, really, really want to talk about as an educator who is leaving, that I feel like a lot of people have tried to address, but school boards and superintendents and people who actually can make this true difference in their school districts aren't listening. I actually wrote basically what felt like an essay in my exit survey for this county. And what I really want to talk about is how technology is ruining education. So in my county, every student in the county, I believe from 6th grade through 12th grade, gets their own district or county distributed iPad. Every kid gets an iPad for the school year, and they are turned back in at the end of the school year, and then they get it back in August or whenever we come back. I have seen where to even begin? A lot of what I'm going to talk about is a little bit drawn from other videos I have seen, but it opened my eyes to so many things, and I have been wondering why the technology sucked so much and why I hated it. And for a while, because I'm an English teacher as of this moment right now, but before I taught English, I was in a computer lab and I taught digital arts. I taught a class called multimedia, which was to teach students how to use like word processing programs, PowerPoint, Microsoft Word, and other just online tools that sixth graders need to know about. And I have taught a little bit of computer science. I'm not really computer science savvy, but it was an introductory course and I could teach them a little bit of coding. That's not the point. Point is, I thought I hated technology because kids were iPad kids growing up and they just have too much access to games and entertainment and they don't want to use technology for education. They want to use it for entertainment. And to a degree that is true, but what I am learning is more than that, and that technology is directly contributing to the literacy decrease we are seeing in this country right now. A lot of these kids don't know how to read because they have had things read to them, or they can click a button and have something read out loud to them in seconds. Their attention spans are waning because everything is high stimulation. They can just scroll, watch less than a minute. They can't sit still for very long. Something I've realized is, like, on a day, I know when I was their age,
No, I want to pause it real quick. I don't agree. I mean, I agree, but I don't agree, because here's the thing. In my mind, if I had it my way, young kids wouldn't be in school. Like, I feel like they put these kids in school far too early. I feel like young kids need to be at home learning life skills first, And then when they get a little older, send them in there to learn about science and math and history and all of them types of things, if that's what you want to do. But kids need to be able to be kids. That's how I feel about it. Kids, I feel like there's just too much going on inside of these schools, especially these days, man. They teaching these kids all kind of weird stuff, man. And even she doesn't realize the influence that it had on her, because you notice she said, I'm only getting this because I watched I've been watching videos. So I'm talking about videos. So you're affected by the social media and the videos and all of that stuff too. You over here telling us about your frustration while leaving the classroom, but you yourself, sis, have been watching videos to make you make your decision, just like these kids do. Just an observation.
I thought movie days were a treat. I loved movie days. It was a way to relax, kind of take a break. And for them, what they mean when they say they want a movie is they want a movie on in the background for the noise while they scroll on their phones, put their headphones in and look at TikTok and maybe talk to their friends and not pay attention to anything. Whenever I do have a movie day, I can count on one hand the amount of students in all 3 classes that I teach throughout the day who maybe actually pay attention to the movie. It's frustrating and it's disheartening, because if I ask a child to handwrite something, even just a paragraph, 5 sentences, basic paragraph, they roll their eyes, they throw tantrums. I'm talking about high schoolers. I teach 10th grade now. They get really, really unruly. And because I'm young too, they want to argue with me about it. And they want to say, why can't we just type it? Why can't we just type it? Well, it's because you'll go on another website, or you'll copy it, or use AI, you'll use ChatGPT. And I understand.
But is it that different than when we were growing up? I mean, the only thing that's, think about this, right? So when I was a kid, obviously we didn't have ChatGPT, we didn't have AI, none of that kind of stuff, but we had cheat sheets. It's just the difference is we wrote things down to cheat instead of typing things down, or typing things, or going and grabbing a web address. You had people plagiarizing, taking other people's work from reports that was written from before or whatever. So it's really not different. This is the way that I see it. It's really not as different as the time that we came up in, other than it's just easier to do. It's easier. You copy and paste the link, and you know what I'm saying? It's not, it's the same thing. It's like history repeats itself. It's just a different thing. They have technology. We had books, and I don't know.
That our world is going in a direction where AI is going to be more prevalent, even in the workforce someday. That still doesn't take away that these are basic skills you need to survive. I think
Now people tripping out about the whole AI thing and the whole, robots and all of that. But think about it. Isn't it the same thing as when the assembly line was created? Or the cotton gin? Or any other technology that we come out with to make life easier on humans? It's the same thing. It's the exact same. You just have to learn a new skill to be able to, stay in the workforce, if you think about it. So instead of being, say I seen this video of these like carriers, they'll park your car for you. So instead of having to be a valet guy, now they got these things that will pick your car up and move it, so they don't need valet guys anymore, right? Well, then what would you do if you were a valet guy? I would learn how to operate these things or learn how to design these things or something like that. We have to grow and change. That's just how it is in the world. It's always been that way. You got to grow, you got to change. Right now they're saying that social media, the creator economy, they say that the social media content creators is going to be the currency of 2026 because so many people are paid online to come and do exactly what I'm doing right now. People are paid to create content. It's the same thing. Things change, times change, and we're just heading into a different period. I mean, it's not that bad if you think about it. It's not. AI is not bad. I like AI. I wasn't a fan at first because, the whole mark of the beast thing and all of that, but I'm not opposed to it anymore. I like it. It's made my life easier. I use ChatGPT. I be having conversations with my computer now. It's insane. Great conversation. And they're so nice. My computer asked me, "Hi, Cash, how are you doing today?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm doing good. How are you today?" Well, I'm not actually a person, but I'd say I'm doing all right. It's just pretty cool. What can I help you with? And they're just real. My computer's really helpful. And I'm like, "Yo, can you tell me how to create a outline for this script that I'm working on?" And it's like, "Well, sure. Tell me what the script is about." And then we're literally just talking. I'm just talking to my microphone and it's jotting everything down for me. It's amazing. It's amazing.
I think I am technically considered an older Gen Z. So I'm a 99 baby. I was born on the cusp, I think. I don't actually know the cutoff, but I do think I am mostly a Gen Z. And I think I grew up in a time when history was still important. Learning what the Declaration of Independence was still important. Knowing how to understand the amendments, and I'm bringing up history because this is stuff that I feel like every American needs to understand the value of. And if you can't read, and if you don't care to read or learn the vocabulary or learn your context clues, you're never going to understand it, and therefore it's never going to mean anything to you, and you're never going to have real opinions and be able to understand.
Let me answer this. So you say, exactly, I didn't want my daughter to be behind her counterparts, so I allowed public school and everything that went with it, technology and all that. Times change, but doesn't make it right. People used to play cards and board games together. Yes, technology is helpful, but it also taking so many jobs. There won't be enough jobs if robots keep doing everything. I mean, I feel that, right? And that's one part of the argument. But here's the thing. It's not about right or wrong. It's just technology. Technology isn't right or wrong. It's just how it's implemented, how it's used. But again, with this new wave of technology and AI and robots and all of that, it creates new jobs. You have to create these things, right? You have to encode these things. Coding. That's going to be the new thing. There's going to be more coders in the future than there is anything else because people they're looking to create the new way to improve AI. So it's like you don't see a bunch of there's not a whole lot of assembly lines like how there were back in the day. Everybody is switching over to AI, right? So you just got to figure out a new profession. So, I mean, I get it, but times change. Look at the people that had to go out and work in like farms and all of that. They created new ways to make it easier. So horses lost jobs. You know what I'm saying? When they got those little like augers and all that, like it cost people jobs. If a person goes out and buys one of them post hole diggers, the ones that you just put into the ground, one person operate that joint, Hey, if you got a bunch of employees that you had to hire to dig out their posts with the hand one, now you no longer need them. That took away jobs. Everything can be said as good or bad or whatever for whatever reason. But at the end of the day, times change. And that's what I think that we all miss, is that times change, man. Times change. That's all.
Stand and formulate why laws and certain governing structures.
Yes, technically creates jobs in a way, but it's outsourcing the human experience. Well, what if it makes the human experience better is the thing. What if it makes it, what if, just hear me out. I want you to hear me out. What if AI gets so advanced and the robots and all that get so advanced that you don't have to do anything anymore? You could just live your life and work remotely from home or in an office or whatever, and just go enjoy your day. What if you don't have to worry about going to the grocery store and shopping for anything because boom, you could do that all online? Or what if you're able to just grow your own crops, plant your own food because, you know, whatever, you got more time on your hands. I think that this could be a good thing. Maybe when we talk about the golden age, maybe we setting up to be in a utopia, man. Maybe it's going to be like paradise soon. I like to be optimistic. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm an optimist.
It makes sense, and why we have the right to vote, why like this stuff is important. And I just don't think these kids even care. They don't care about making a difference in the world. They don't care about how to have a resume. They don't care how to write a resume. They don't care how to write a cover letter, because ChatGPT will just do it for them. And I think that we need to cut off technology from these kids, probably until they go to college. Call me old-fashioned. I will be old-fashioned, but we are at the point where I really don't have a lot of faith in some of these kids that I teach.
That's sad. That's a sad thing. You say, but a family around the table playing Monopoly is a bond. Now there's not much of that. Well, you can still play a board game. Ain't nobody stopping you from playing a board game. But think about this. What do I do in my home with my family? We literally have fun creating content. As weird as that is, all my kids enjoy making content. They enjoy sitting around the table, coming up with ideas. It's the same thing as the board game. We're bonding over something that we all like to do. It's just what you find. You know what I'm saying? Different strokes for different folks, I guess. That's all.
That doesn't go for all. I have several kids across all the classes I have taught this school year alone that I think have really bright futures ahead of them and who want to succeed and who want to try really hard. And then kids who I feel like the older generations have failed them because they haven't emphasized to them enough that learning how to read and write and use basic mathematic skills is important. They haven't emphasized that to them. And so these kids just have these devices in their hands that they think will get them through the rest of their life. And they're failing in life and in my class. So if anyone who has the power to make a difference in school districts across the country, I really hope that you hear not even just me, but the billions of teachers out there that probably feel the same way. I shouldn't say billions, maybe millions, thousands. I don't know. There's a lot of us out there who feel that way. And I just want you to look at the test scores and the literacy rates and the statistics from when students didn't use technology to now. There is nothing wrong with using your budget on textbooks and workbooks and paper copies of things again.
All right, that's enough. So think about this, right? Back in the day, you needed to I still read books. I got a bunch of books. I love reading, right? That's just me because I come from a different time, right? But I enjoy it. Like I'm 36, so I'm in an area where, yeah, I like reading, but I love using technology. It's like I'm best of both worlds. I love them both, right? But there was a time where you had to read to remember things, to pass the test. And the way that I see it with these kids, they're just figuring out a new way to get things done faster. And that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's like, okay, yeah, I may not know how to do what you know how to do from before, but I don't have to do it. The only thing I use my little brother-in-law, perfect example. My little brother-in-law is 18 years old. 18 years old, multimillionaire. Never went to high school, not one day in his life. Never made it to high school. This kid spent all of his time playing video games, taught himself how to create video games, taught himself just from playing video games. And then guess how he learned how to do what he knows how to do? By looking it up on the internet. You see what I'm saying? He looked everything up on the internet to teach himself how to create a video game, and spent all of his time creating a video game which generated millions of dollars. School was not needed for him at all. And you could see it. You look at these kids. My daughter, Nova, that little girl knows how to look up anything on YouTube because she doesn't have to type it. She just got to say it. Say it into the little microphone and it pulls it right up. But they learn how to do things faster because they're watching it. Some people are visual learners. Most of these kids these days are visual learners. It's weird. We used to learn by reading. You know what I'm saying? But most of these kids are visual learners. Things have just changed. You know, before school was even a thing, think about this. You had kids that were just raised on the farm. Like they learned life skills from their parents and they learned how to, plant crops, or they learned how to fix cars, or they learned how to build. They learned all these things at home. They learned the math from home. It was just, but times changed. So I can't say that it's a bad thing. I just say it's a different time. We don't got to understand it because I don't think that people back then understood it. When people, think about this, when people were saying it's important to have your kids in school while other kids weren't going to school, way back in the day, it's important to have your kids in school. Man, I ain't sending my kid to school. He learns everything he needs to learn right here. And that kid goes on to be a successful businessman because he got a whatever his parents left for him. You know, learned how to grow crops and was a successful farmer of the time. Learn how to build. Look at the Amish. They be building everything. They teach their own kids everything. You know what I'm saying? They got the little Amish schools where they ain't doing no, and they do their thing, but they're falling behind the times. So much so that where you got Amish people now, that's like, yo, let me get a cell phone, man. Let me get the cell phone. We're gonna change it up. I know we're against electricity and all that, but let me get that cell phone. We got to stay with the, you know what I'm saying? They're creating content. There's Amish content creators, y'all. It's crazy. The times are just changing. I don't necessarily believe that this is a bad thing. That's all I'm saying. You know, you had parents saying my kids don't need to be in school. They need to be at home. Then when them kids got older, they was like, I need my kids to be in school. You know, my kids can't stay home. And now we're hitting that point to where we're like, okay, the kids are in school, but we don't want them to use technology. No, just let them use it. We're heading there. We're headed there, you guys. Robots are going to be a real thing real soon. The world is changing. It is what it is. We just got to make sure that we stay up to date with what's going on. So, you know, we don't fall behind. That's all. That's how I feel about it. And yeah, that's about it for that. But then I got this. I wanted to show you guys this. So this is what I was telling you about. All right, so I got a story to tell you guys. Where'd it go? Share this tab instead. Okay, let me go back to the post. All right, I'm about to show you guys something. All right, stick with me. I want everybody to see this because it's important. Okay, I'll show you guys this picture. Check this out, you guys. This is just a little brief backstory. So you see this picture. This is Clinton High School. All right. Now you notice, I hate the race game. I hate it. But I got to point this out. I got to point it out because I want to give this girl her flowers, man, because this is a great story. It's a horrible story and a great story. So all these girls you'll notice are lighter skinned Americans, except for this one right here. All right. She's mixed. Now you notice all these girls are holding red baskets, but she's holding a small black one with nowhere near as much stuff in it as these little girls have in their basket. So here's the story of what happened. This little girl was a part of this tennis team. And this is her last year in high school. This is her senior year. And for the seniors, they do this. They give them baskets and fill it up with their favorite stuff that they like. And this is the coach that gets all this stuff done with the teammates, right? Well, this little girl, that gave a little black basket with used things inside of it. Nothing that she wanted. And it was embarrassing for her. And it hurt because those are her teammates. Those are her teammates. You know what I'm saying? They basically clowned this little girl because she's black. And that's the true story. You know, I looked into it. I was going to bring it to you last week, but I didn't. They clowned her. So I was mad when I seen it because I know her. This little girl right here lived on my block. I know her mother very well. She lived on my block, and she is one of the most kindest, beautiful little souls that you ever meet. She grew up with my son until she moved, right, to Iowa. And it hurt my heart for her because she was crushed. She was crushed by this. What her mother did, pull this down real quick, what her mother did for her, which shout out to her mom, man. It was beautiful what her mother did for her after this happened. This is the picture afterwards. Her mother went and said, you know what, we're going to make you your own. They got her a big old bin filled with little gifts and stuff and candy and chips and all of that. And at this time, the post had went pretty big across social media. So her friends were getting ridiculed because they all were in on it. Her friends were in on it. The coach was in on it. Well, I'm not going to say her friends. Her teammates were in on it, and the coach was in on it. The coach, by the way, which could not get her name right. For all the years that she's been at that school, the coach still messes her name up on purpose. Here's the messed up part. The year before that, there was another mixed girl that was on the team, the senior team, just like her, that they did the exact same thing to. So 2 years in a row, the only one little girl of color on the team, or a young lady on the team, got a little black basket with whatever they put in it. Now, that's just disgusting to me. That's wrong. That's just wrong. The mother handled it the right way. And the thing that made this little girl even more beautiful to me is when I messaged her, because, you know, I reached out. I say, hey, I'm proud of you. You know, you handled it well and you're doing good in life. Don't let nobody take your spirit or your joy. You stay being kind to people. You know, this little girl was upset that people were talking bad about her teammates. She felt bad for them because they were getting ridiculed online. She felt more bad for them than what they did to her that sent her home crying hysterically. She felt bad for them. This little girl is amazing. Why am I showing you this? Well, I'm showing you this because this little girl is very talented. Very, very talented. And she started her own channel. She got her own page. All right. It's called, let me see. Pull it up for you guys. Leilani Marie's Musical Journey. Let me show you. Share this tab instead. Leilani Marie's Musical Journey. This is it right here. All right. If you guys are on Facebook, if you could do me the favor, go and follow this page. All right. Look her up. Leilani, Leilani, Marie's Musical Journey. She's got 206 followers. So if you are on Facebook, go follow her, and I'm going to show you why. This little girl is so talented. All right, check this out. Okay, that's got some bad audio. Let's go.
The rattling screams don't disrupt my dreams. It's a lullaby in its way. The elevated train, but I don't mind, oh no. When I bring back boys, they can't tolerate the noise, and that's okay, cause I never let them stay. And one day, I'm having that elevated train and I'm riding away, yeah, yeah.
Little girl sing like a Disney princess, don't she?
Long now. The boys around the way holler at me when I'm walking down the street.
Leilani, I'm
Their
proud of you.
machismo pride doesn't break.
I'm proud of you, Leilani. All right, just so you know, if you're watching this, just know I'm proud of you. I'm proud of the way you handled the situation. I'm proud that you're following your dreams. I'm proud that you haven't given up on people that you feel maybe have given up on you, and you still have a heart towards them. That's what it's about. That's how everybody should be. You are an example of what it means to be a good person. That's why I'm doing this right now. That's why I'm sharing your page. That's why I'm asking people to go and follow you. All right. And I'm going to be posting your stuff from now on my page, just so we could try to get some traction over there to let people see how brilliant you actually are and that beautiful voice that you have. And then when they get to know you, when you start doing lives, they get to see that beautiful personality that you've always had. You've always been bubbly. All right. So I'm glad you didn't let that defeat you or beat you down. I'm proud of you. I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you. All right. You got this. You already are something, but you're going to be something more. And I feel like you're going to help affect this world in a positive way. So don't stop. And that concludes the show. That's it. That's all I got. Put the music back on. Oh. Unite. Don't fight. Be a street light, because only you can be the change you wish to see in the world. And when you get too stressed out, you got to remember to pray, America, because without God, everything falls apart. That's a fact. It costs nothing to be kind to people. You can joke. It's okay to joke. It's all right to talk a little bit of smack sometimes, but make sure that you're kind. You know, have mercy, compassion, forgiveness towards everybody. All right? Pray for the best. I'm praying for y'all. Y'all pray for me. Thank you so much for all the new people that are on this page, man. I appreciate you. Thank you for showing love and support to this page. You guys are amazing. All right. Look, another thing before I go, I'm really trying to get the Sony FX3. Now, that's a $5,000 camera with all the attachments that I'm trying to get. Really, it's $3,800, $3,900 without the attachments, but I want all the attachments. So I'm trying to get up to $5,000. And I want it to be generated solely off of content creation. I want to buy my new camera from content creation. And the only way that I can do that is with your support. So like this video, share this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, because I'm trying to bring you some quality content. I've already been crushing it with the iPhone, right? But that Sony is my dream camera. Help me with my dream, everybody. I would greatly appreciate it so I can get some epic films and start doing different content for y'all. That being said, thank you for everybody who will. Thank you to the star senders. Thank you for the people that use the super chat on YouTube. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everybody. I hope y'all have a great day. God bless each and every one of you. Jesus is king, if you didn't know. I will catch you later. Peace.